Sohayla, and I did my report on diet and regular soda. So by a show of hands, who here thinks that diet soda is unhealthier than regular soda? Okay. So a lot of you guys did come to the same conclusion that I did at the end of my recommendation report. So my research question was, is diet or regular soda healthier? And my hypothesis was that regular soda is healthier than diet soda. And so my major is nutrition studies with a minor in biology. And so the reason I was kind of interested in this is because of my major. I was kind of more into the nutritional aspect of it. It goes beyond just how many calories a drink has to be able to label it as healthy or not. It goes more into the ingredients that are actually in the drink. And then also growing up, my mom would always tell me, don't drink diet soda, it has chemicals in it, you'll die if you drink it. So I always kind of grew up thinking that it was just bad to drink, it was this evil thing. But then on the other hand, a lot of my friends like diet soda better because it has no calories in it. And it just kind of prevents that weight gain that you have with regular soda, or what's thought to be weight gain with regular soda. So my rhetorical situation was that I was a part of a marketing and research team at Mirinda, which is the soft drink company, and they were trying to figure out if diet products should begin to be sold. And so as the nutrition scientist on the team, I was to kind of figure out if it was even worth it, like if diet soda was even healthier than regular soda. So for my empirical source, I used a survey, and I created it on SurveyMonkey. And for some reason, the website would only let me create 9 questions, not 10, just 9, before I had to pay for it. So I used up all those 9 slots, and it was targeted towards soft drink users, just to compare their opinions with actual scientific facts. And then I had 5 scientific articles, and I found all of these online through the U of M online library thing. And the first is by Eric Roos and Kevin Donnelly. And basically what they were trying to find was the pH level on the teeth after consuming regular and diet soda. And the second paper just kind of compared the risk of incident metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes after consumption of diet soda. And the third compared weight gain with after consuming regular soda, and then weight gain with diet soda. And the fourth just study the cognitive performance of children after consuming aspartame, which is an artificial sugar used in diet soda a lot. And then the last paper by King Ying, she actually just compared a lot of scientific articles to each other, and she kind of came to her own conclusions, which was helpful because she had a lot of other scientific articles in there that I could base my recommendation off of. And so for the methodology, the survey was just distributed through Twitter and Facebook. And the scientific articles all had the same methodology, basically just hospital and laboratory settings. And for the results of the survey, I got 52 responses, and their opinions actually agreed a lot with the scientific facts that I got from the articles. Most people didn't like aspartame or diet soda because they thought it was unhealthy, but I also include this as a limitation in my paper. Most of the audience was mainly college students, so this could have kind of swayed the responses towards agreeing with my recommendation. And so here's just an example of one of the questions. I asked regular or diet soda to the surveyors, and most people chose regular soda. So when I asked them to rate the healthiness of regular and diet soda, I thought that they would rate regular soda a lot healthier, but they actually didn't. It turned out to be almost exactly the same. Regular soda was only 0.4 healthier than diet soda, which I found really interesting. And then the result of the scientific articles, there was actually a 36% greater risk of incident metabolic syndrome and 67% greater risk of type 2 diabetes after consumption of diet soda daily. And then drinking diet soda for a 3-week period can actually decrease your overall caloric intake. And for men, they actually lost weight, but for females, they didn't. And then drinking regular soda for a 3-week period increases your overall caloric intake, and there was weight gain in both females and males. And in the King Yang paper, she kind of explains that after consuming glucose, which is found in regular soda, it causes a longer signal depression in the hypothalamus, which kind of keeps you full for longer. So it prevents you from eating more, and this isn't found when consuming aspartame or other artificial sugars in diet soda. So in the long run, it actually causes you to gain weight drinking diet soda. And then dietary sucrose nor aspartame affected the cognitive function of children, which is a good thing because aspartame's in almost everything nowadays. And then the last study, regular Coke actually posed a greater threat than diet soda did on teeth, but neither of the levels reached anywhere near enamel demineralization. And so there are a lot of studies still being conducted on aspartame since it is relatively new to the science world. And so there needs to be more studies kind of conducted on the overall effects of diet soda. But based on the research done so far and on the articles that I picked, I recommended regular soda over diet soda. And that's it. Any questions? Yep.
This is Laura. Is there any difference between like drinking like Diet Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper 10, or like Pepsi Next versus Diet Pepsi? Like the ones that have like 10 calories, are they really any better off than the?
Not really. They all just kind of use the same artificial sugars. Some of them will use aspartame, other ones will use other things, but they're basically the same thing, so they kind of have the same effects on the body.
This is Kim. Have you read the article in the New Yorker called "The Search for Sweet"?
No, I haven't.
You really should, and I can email it to you if you want. It's I've taught it in a class before, but it talks about the origins of these artificial sweeteners, and one was in a lab in, I think, Britain. They were trying to develop a fertilizer, a chemical fertilizer, and the chemist licked his fingers and realized it was sweet. And so that is really one of the origins. I mean, something they were trying to develop fertilizer. So and I've also found that certain aspartame and any artificial sweetener tastes bitter on my tongue.
Yeah, me too.
So it's sort of like cilantro for 30% of people tastes like salt. Or soap, not salt, soapy. I don't know if anyone's that tastes soapy to them. But I can't drink diet soda literally or anything with artificial sweeteners because it has a bitter taste.
It has the same effect on me. I don't like diet soda at all.
So anyway, I would be happy to email you that because it's a really interesting piece that puts some of this in perspective, not necessarily from the data and like nutritional study standpoint, but it offers a really interesting narrative about how our society searches for the fix for sugar that won't have any calories in it. So.
Thank you.
This is Joanne. Was 1994 the most recent literature you found on aspartame studies?
Was that really it? Yeah, I think so. Well, that was just on the cognitive function. And then for 2009, that first one, they also talk about aspartame, consumption of aspartame, yeah. Yep.
I had a question on that first study that you talked about. Is it 36% greater and 67% greater for aspartame or for
aspartame?
Aspartame.
Yep, they just focused on diet soda consumption in that study.
Okay. And then in one of your other points, you said that in the 3-week study, people who drank regular soda did gain weight.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned that in the long run, it can help you not.
Yeah, exactly.
Weight.
So basically, if you drink diet soda in kind of a shorter amount of time, like this was only 3 weeks, you actually end up losing weight drinking diet soda. But then overall, over time, if you drink it for long periods of time, like in the second study, this was conducted over a year, they actually ended up gaining weight. So I think it's just kind of over time your body makes it makes a difference. Yeah.
Is it because it makes them feel full?
Yeah. So drinking regular sugar, like glucose, it actually causes a longer signal depression in the hypothalamus, and what that does is just keep you full for longer. And aspartame and artificial sugars don't do that to you. So you kind of crave more, get hungrier.
Thank you so much.